Hello, everyone. Welcome to Worth It Wednesday. I have so many women share with me that they're really challenged by women and men showing up for their calls. They cancel last minute. They're wanting to constantly reschedule, and it leaves my clients feeling defeated. They feel like they're not valued, they're undervalued, they aren't earning their worth, and they're wasting time showing up for calls that people don't show up for, or bustling schedules, shifting them around. So if this sounds like you, today in our Worth It Wednesday call, I'm going to share with you actually 5 ways you can get this handled and get it handled today. So if you're all in and you're interested in what I'm up to, say all in, put it in the chat below, all in. You want to go ahead and remove any distractions, because I'm going to download some really powerful stuff today so that you no longer are losing time, losing money, getting frustrated, not feeling valued. Today's the day we just shut that off. Vote for yourself today. Okay, so here we go. These are 5 things, and they all start with C. So the first thing I want to tell you is it actually starts with commitment. And you might be thinking about their commitment, but I'm actually talking about your own commitment. Like, how do you respond to your own schedule? What is your relationship with your own schedule? When someone sets an appointment with you, are you changing appointments around? Are you changing last minute? Consistency is key here. And I have even been part of masterminds with high-level women that last minute they will let me know that they can't be on the call. And these are the same women that have some of these same challenges. So it starts with your own commitment to your own schedule. So I think that's the first key here, is to commit to your own schedule. And don't shuffle people around. In fact, I can't even remember the last time that I requested changing an appointment for one of my clients, because I have my set schedule and I keep it with consistency and we run it like a tight ship. So I have that same level of expectation for them. So it starts with the first C, which is your commitment to your schedule. And when you commit to your own schedule and set the tone, watch your clients show up differently. So the first thing is your own commitment, the first C. The second C is for you to have a coaching agreement or contract. I like to call it a coaching agreement because what I find is that if you call it a contract, people can be kind of more resistant around it. So a coaching agreement clearly outlines your expectations for a client. And on my coaching agreement, I have what the expectation is. And that expectation includes the third thing. The third C is the consequences. What are the consequences in canceling last minute? And the consequences for me is that if you cancel with me last minute, meaning within 24 hours of our said appointment, you're going to lose that appointment. It is not up for rescheduling. In fact, in my system, if you're trying to change your appointment 24 hours or less before your appointment with me, the system won't allow you to. So that contract, that agreement, and knowing those consequences is so important. And when you set the consequences, you need to be willing to stand by them. So rarely do my clients cancel. And when they do, they give me plenty of time, plenty of notice, and they truly don't they don't move their schedule around. So they show up on calls. So when we say 9 a.m. on Mondays, they are there 9 a.m. on Mondays. And of course, life comes up, but you need to commit to the consequences. And pretty much the only time that I will give somebody wiggle room is if they get sick or there's truly a major emergency. But how many times does that really happen? And so anyway, so what was the first one, ladies? The first one is that you need to make a commitment to your own schedule. And then the second thing, as I said, you want a coaching agreement. And in that coaching agreement, and they sign on the line. And if you want to know what I use, I'll tell you, I use HelloSign. And so everything is tracked and it's clear. People will treat you how you allow them to treat you. Write that down. People will treat you how you allow them to treat you. So even if you have in your contract what the consequence is, and people will sometimes push up against what that consequence is. And if you are saying, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, and you don't follow through on the consequences, then you are no longer being your word. And you lose trust. You lose trust, or you get walked all over. Okay. So we've got commitment to your schedule. We've got a clear coaching agreement and clearly outlining the consequences, which is the third thing, and making sure that you follow through on the consequences, or you will lose that authority and you will lose the trust in your word. When you say something, you mean it and you stand in your authority. So we got 3 C's. How many do we have left? We've got 2. So if you're following along, say, I'm in. Say, I'm in. No more client cancellations for me. Okay. The 4th thing that is so important, and that is to clearly know your value. Said differently, what is the cost of your time? And if you don't know it, you need to know it, because when they cancel on you, I really want you to get the impact on your time and your resources. In life, there are very few things that are non-renewable. And the one most important thing that's non-renewable is your time. And I don't know if you're anything like me, but I'm a busy mom. I've got a 10-year-old daughter. And so my time is so valuable. And so if someone cancels on me last minute, that's time I could have spent with Maddie or my husband, or going running, or going for a walk, or doing a meditation, or going to a yoga class that I could have planned. So I want you to clearly know your value, your worth, and your client should know your value, your worth. So let's say that you're doing discovery sessions, meaning that you're using this as a marketing strategy to have a free session or a discovery session that then leads to them signing up as a client. And it's a system that I actually teach in my Close Like a Queen Academy. So when someone has never worked with you before, you need to set up those guidelines in advance. So in this scenario, you're not going to have a coaching agreement or a coaching contract or some kind of contract. They've never worked with you before. So it's so important for you to clearly communicate your value and to someone that has never worked with you. So I'm not saying that you are necessarily going to tell them up front what your fees are, but they should have an idea of what's the value of that session that you're going to provide for them. Is it a value of $9.97? Is it a value of $4.97? And these kinds of things can be placed in your marketing in advance to them ever booking a call with you. Your time is scarce on this planet. And so we need to value it and honor your time. So to communicate in advance what your worth is as a woman in business. And so I recommend, if you're doing free sessions, to attach a value to that session. And then the 5th thing you're going to do is to have clear outcomes of your time. What are the clear outcomes? If it's a discovery session, what are the top, say, 3 things that you're going to deliver for your client in that outcome? Or let's say it's a normal session with a client. They should know right where they are in their milestones of growth with you, with your time, that clearly they know what is the outcome, what are you going to deliver for them with your time, and they're going to link that to money because their time is valuable too. And I honor the women that I work with. I honor their time. So I'm going to show up in my best, ready to serve. So let's review that. And if you are following along, say in the comments below, or give me a heart. Yeah, let's do that. Send me a heart. Okay. I don't want you to lose time and valuable resources by having people cancel on you. Truly, I don't have this problem in my business. So if you follow these 5 steps, it will be a game changer. Now, it might take a little bit of time for those clients that have been walking all over you and change their appointments, or you changing their appointments to better fit you. Okay. Lock and load. Get your schedule locked and loaded. So these are the 5 things. The first thing, as I said, is commitment. All right. The second thing is you want a clear a coaching contract with consequences. All right. Number 4, you want to clearly know your value. And then the 5th thing is you want clear outcomes. These are the 5 C's. All right. So let's get you handled. I'm Dr. Kelly Martin-Shu, Amazon bestselling author, speaker, and sales and business coach for women. And it's time to value your time and make more money, close more sales, and get paid what you're worth. If you haven't joined our Worth It Tribe, head over on Facebook, Worth It Tribe, and be a part of a community that is here of women, of entrepreneurs, female coaches and consultants and healers that are ready to uplift you to scale to 6, multiple 6 and 7 figures this year. Can't wait to see you in our tribe. Signing off.